And our third mentor, Ashwin, he's here, but he's not video, but he'll talk.
Yeah, hi, I'm Ashwin.
All right, and we were the three mentors for the Journeyman team. And the game we created this session we think is a lot of fun, really. It's different from a lot of other games in the fact that it's not a board game and it's just a card game. And we're really excited to share it with you today. So, Japesh, do you want to start off?
Sure, I can start off with the different types of cards. So there are three main types of cards. There are action cards, there are monument cards, and there are, what's the third card?
Travel.
Yeah, travel cards. So with monument cards, there are 12 monuments in the whole game. You have to travel to at least 8 in order to get to Jaipur, which is the end goal. And certain 5 out of the 12 cards have like special abilities. Let's say like the Taj Mahal, you get an extra turn to go to Taj Mahal. If you go to the Lake Picola, you get $300 extra just for going there. Another type of card is the travel cards, and there's 5 main types of travel cards. There are planes, trains, cars, buses, and rickshaws. And planes cost more, but are also more efficient. So in one turn, you get to your destination. Whereas a rickshaw is cheaper, but it takes 5 turns to get to the same place. Action cards are the cards that determine whether you get good stuff or bad stuff. You pick up one every single turn, and it could be helpful, so it can give you extra money or give you an extra turn, or it could be negative. It could get rid of a turn, or it could get rid of money. Okay, Aarya, you wanna?
Yeah, sure. So our 5 team members for this were Soham, Nikhil, Josh, Jay, and Parv. So big hands up, big shout out to them. They did a good job coming together as a team, working creatively, and creating such a great game at the end of it. We've all played our game, and we think it's a lot of fun. And I think that's the basics of our game. So thank you.
Thank you, guys. Sanya and Durva, your team?
Okay, so I'm Saniya. I was one of the mentors along with Durva for the tour bus team. I had Adi, Nikita, Navya, Ish, and Sonika. So yes, a huge shout out to them. We really saw them come such a long way. At the beginning, we didn't really know each other, but we really came together over this game, and all of the ideas that we're about to share with you are all their own ideas. So we're very proud of their journey so far. So our game is called Around Rajasthan in 8 days. And so it's a board game, and so you can take an 8-day journey through Rajasthan from home. So you choose an animal as your character, which follows like the food chain rule, and you can collect resources to travel from Delhi to Jaipur. And you go through the various cities on the way. There's 6 cities that we go through, and there are different attractions for each city that are featured on the game board. And so you learn info cards will give you a fact about each attraction as you travel through. And on the game board, there are different spaces. There is challenge spaces, which have like the sword symbol. And then when you land on that space, you have to draw a card from the challenge deck, which Durva will talk about. And similarly, there is a wild card element. So that's a symbol on the game board. So yes, Durva will go into detail about the different cards.
Hello. So the group of players will compete with one another through fun interactive challenges and will earn resource cards along the way. Resource cards allow a player to move forward spaces on the board. So for example, if a player has 2 lumber and 2 sandstone, they can move forward 3 spaces on the board. There are also wild cards that can either benefit or hurt a player, meaning that if a player picks up a wild card that says their bus took a shortcut, they are able to move forward 2 extra spaces. The game also includes day cards, which are optional, but if a player finishes a day, they pick up a day card, which can again either hurt or help the player, meaning that it can give or take away resource cards from the player depending on the card. Over the past month, our group has worked very hard trying to develop this game, and Saniya and I are so proud of them. They have come such a long way since week 1, and I hope they continue to discover a newfound passion for game design.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanya and Durva. Amazing. Next up is our Sanjana and Preesha. So go right ahead.
Hi, my name is Sanjana, and I was a co-mentor along with Preesha for Team Peppa Pig. Our mentees were Yana, Sanjana, Seva, and Manu. Our board game is the Rajdhani Express. So this game is a very interactive and fun-filled game where there are 6 different routes, different cities between Delhi and Jaipur, where you can interact, and there's a full strategy-filled game. So once you choose your route, you have to continue your journey wisely, or you may end up all the way back at start. So there's different spaces that you can land on throughout the game. Some spaces are the question cards. So when you land on a question card, you have to pick the corresponding card, and they're based on trivia of the city containing 1 correct answer and 1 incorrect answer. So if you answer the question correctly, you gain the money and the commodity indicated on the card. Another type of card that we have is the wild card. So the wild card is based on the flora and fauna of the region of the cities. So these flora and fauna cards can either help you or hurt you. Like a jaguar can bite you and you have to give $50 for salve and for medicine, or you can even gain cards through various actions as indicated on them. Preesha, if you want to talk about the landmark cards.
So the next type of card is the landmark card. And so we wanted this card to be a way to sabotage other players or help other players, but mostly sabotage. So for example, it's all the landmarks of like all the cities. So like, for example, like in Delhi, we could, like you could get the card where you get pickpocketed by another player. So then they could like take money from you and make the game more difficult. Or even the worst one is they could make you start all the way over again on a new route. So then you would almost like definitely finish last. So that's just a way to sabotage. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what was the other types of cards? We went over the landmark and the
Yeah, we went over the question, wild, landmark cards. So those are basically the card elements in our game, and whoever finishes first and has the most money at the end wins. So just a side note, I had a great time and a great experience with all of my mentees. They were so innovative and so collaborative and really supportive of each other. So I'm very thankful for this experience, and I can't wait to see what games they create in the future.
Thank you, Sanjana and Preesha. What's a game without a little bit of sabotage and conspiracy, right? We absolutely need that. So next is Khushi and Tanya.
Hi everyone, my name is Khushi and I'm one of the mentors for Team Epic Squad Coolness. They were very keen on choosing their name. So our mentees were Nitin, Pranav, Raghav, Siddhant, Ameya, and Advait, so a huge shout out to them. These last few weeks have been very fulfilling and eventful. All the kids worked so hard, and we are proud to present the fruit of our labors, as Rathi Auntie would say. Our game was inspired by many games that the kids were already familiar with, such as Monopoly and Trivia. There are titles such as Raja, Rajkumar, and Maharaja based on ancient Indian monarchies. In the game, players go around the board restoring landmarks in each of the 6 cities along the way. They gain titles based on how many landmarks they restore in each city. If another player lands on that player's landmark space, they can either pay the investor a fine or answer trivia questions to avoid the fine. The fine is higher depending on the investor's rank, and there are accordingly more trivia questions to answer based on the investor's rank as well. Obstacle cards can either push a player forward or hold them back. Now Tanya will discuss the rest of the game and how to win.
So throughout the game, players can land on different spots where they have to pick up a card and do what it says. For example, if they land on a situation spot, they have to pick up a card that has a scenario and a dare on it. While a player is completing the dare, the rest of the players get to continue playing, which allows them to get ahead. Each turn, a player picks up a card from the transportation deck. This deck consists of elephants, which allow you to move 4 spaces, tigers, which allow you to move 3, peacocks, which allow you to move 2, and cobras, which allow you to move 1. The most common card in the deck is a cobra, and the least common is an elephant. The game continues until each landmark has been restored. At this point, the game is over. You can win by having the highest net worth at the end of the game. Net worth consists of the money you have left and the values of your landmarks. Overall, I think Khushi and I can both say that we're super, super proud of all of our mentees and all of the work they put in, because besides the meetings, throughout the week, they had to put in so much work, come to extra meetings, and, we couldn't have asked for anything more.
Thank you. Wonderful. I love the titles. Pranati and Haritha next.
So hi everyone, my name is Pranati. I am a rising junior, and along with my co-mentor Haritha, we oversaw the Untouchables team, and this comprised of 6 members, including the 2 mentors, Khushbu, Aishani, Shreya, and Arti. So our game is called Journey to Jaipur, and the age range is above 9, and the players range from 3 to 6. And the game time is about 40 to 45 minutes each. So each person starts with an auto game piece at Delhi, and Haritha will talk more about the mechanics.
So our game goes through 6 cities and has 5 different sections. Goes from Delhi all the way to Jaipur. So the whole concept of the game is that you get to decide, you get to make decisions and choose your path all the way to Jaipur. At each and every city, you get an option of 3 different paths: the longest path, the shortest path, and the medium path. The shortest path, which will get you the quickest way across to another city, is also the most dangerous path, because we have aspects called hotel cards. There's 1 hotel for each path, and the shortest route has the most expensive hotel, meaning that you have to spend the most number of commodities, which is our form of currency in our game. Instead of using money, we use like food or seeds to get past. And each hotel card will have a challenge on it. So one of the challenges one of our mentees had was you have to make your own salad. So for that one, you had to use like a food or a fruit, vegetable. It depends, like whatever it says on the card. And once you give that card, you can pass and you can continue going on through the city. And overall, we incorporated the really expensive hotels on the short route and the cheaper hotels that you usually wanted to avoid on the longer route. And Pranati will talk about how to win the game.
So basically, obviously, once you overcome the obstacles, that's the only way to advance across the game board, and the first one to Jaipur wins. So now me and Haritha will talk about our experience. Mentoring the younger students definitely posed many rewards and challenges for me. As someone with a very busy schedule this summer, it was important for me to allot enough time to fully engage with the mentees, and I enjoyed talking to them very much. And it's such a great experience because it teaches you to keep track of things, specifically by being assertive with deadlines and providing compliments and constructive criticism for the younger students to work and improve on. So overall, this camp was a really positive experience, and I wish that it could have been face-to-face instead of online. And I'm super excited to, and I look forward to seeing these young and bright minds become a part of GFS in the future.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And I think it's really interesting to see how all of us, even the mentors and mentees included, in the beginning of the camp, how we like matured and how we changed towards the end. At this point, like everyone gets like their work done on time, and like before in the past, like I guess everyone would want to procrastinate. But gradually, as the camp proceeded, we all knew like what had to get done, and we all learned how to communicate better during like these hard times. And I thought that those were really important lessons to continue having.
Beautiful. Thanks, Pranati and Haritha.
Thank you so very much. You sort of encapsulated all of us, really, all the teams, the mentors, and Madhu Auntie and I want to say this many times over, but we'll say it once for today, is we could not have asked for better mentorship by this team of you, 11 of you, who've been on the Lessons in Mentoring series now. It's been really incredible work. So you're all, almost all of you are going to be in the class of 2021, and we wish the entire group the absolute best. And stay connected. Games are forever, as they say. They're part of our lives, and we're doing amazing work, and we'll be all this together.